MX40 wrote, recently one of my colleagues left, and after about a year of struggling with his workload, a new colleague was finally hired. I'm in my late 20s and he is late 30s, and he has similar experience to me. Whilst working with him, we were chatting and he told me his salary, which is 55k. I was shocked as mine is 45k. How should I go about asking for a pay rise with this fact in mind? And how do I word it that I found out my equal is earning 10k more than me for the same job at the same grade?
So I would say that's so common. So
Very
first of
normal.
all, I would say, don't feel bad. Like that's what's happening in most cases. It's because we don't know, right? It's exactly what I've been saying just before. We don't really know where we are. And of course, when someone comes in, so the quickest way to get more money is to change roles. And to change companies, actually, not change roles, to change companies. So obviously, when someone is coming in from another company, he will have a more competitive salary. So if the person who asked the question has been in the same company for many years and they've been growing slowly, it does make sense that they're making less money than someone who is just joining from the outside. When I was working at Amazon, I had so many colleagues that they would leave Amazon because in Amazon you have very clear performance cycles. It's very, very difficult. Not impossible though, but very, very difficult to get promoted outside of specific years and all of that. So they would leave, they would go and work 2-3 years somewhere else, and then they would come and they would be 2 levels up. And that they could have never done it within the organization, just because the way the organization
it's so
is
annoying,
working.
isn't it?
It is,
you
but
don't
it's
reward
happening.
loyalty.
So,
it's the reality of the game.
So
Right?
yes, but you just need to know it and work around that. So first of all, I want to say that that's really normal. Don't feel bad about that. Like happens all the time. The way I would go about that, I guess the new salary is probably confidential. So probably you cannot say that you know the other person's salary. But actually, even if you could, I wouldn't say that. I would follow the exact steps, as I said. I would evaluate myself, my worth, what I'm bringing on the table. So now you also have more data. So I would definitely leverage what this person is doing. So if you're doing the same thing, you can actually, instead of saying this person is getting paid more, you can say, well, actually, I compare myself with X of the things that this person is doing in the role as a new hire, and I see I'm already doing all of these things as well. And then I did my research to understand where I stand on the market. And I realized that actually, so if you want 55K, I would say 65. Yeah. So I would say that my market, if I would now go somewhere else, it would be around 65K. So I would like to see what you can do, because I feel like I'm not valued for the things that I bring on the table. And I want to see if the company is willing to actually acknowledge XYZ. I would probably highlight some of the things that I brought on the table, especially if there are things that this person brought that the colleague didn't, because they might be new in the role and all of that. So I would highlight a little bit the difference in the performance without talking about their salary. I would just say that's what I feel I deserve, and that's what I would get if I would go out in the market. So what could you do?
They're in a good place because they know the number, right?
Yes.
That's a bit of information. It's like a real good ace up your sleeve to know they're paying that to someone. So if they offer me any less than that, I'm not being valued here, you know?
Yes, and then it's a decision, right? So I think if you follow the steps, all the things that we said before, you ask the right number and all of that, if they still say no, then you know that they wouldn't give you the money anyway. So then...
What happens if you get a bad manager? So either someone who doesn't care about your promotion or someone who's trying to suppress your progression, because again, in sales, there were certain people it's like, oh, he's too good at selling to move forwards. And like you would see bad people, they would kind of move them up the chain because it's like they're wasting leads or they're not as good at selling.
Yes.
You know, so the people who were bad at selling got promoted. How do you deal with that?
Again, as I said, I would think about whether that's the right environment for me. Because a lot of people, one of the things that I see all the time, people are under a bad manager. And the problem is not that you're not going to make more money, you're not going to progress, is that the belief that you're building about yourself. And the belief is, I'm not good enough, or I'm not worthy, or I don't have this skill. So usually when we have this type of scenarios, it's the manager is not only not promoting them, but is actually consciously or subconsciously not really helping them build their confidence. It's probably hitting their confidence. So for me, that's really, really dangerous, because if you believe you are not worthy, that can damage your whole career. And my job is way more difficult when I need to help people rebuild their confidence. So when I see they are not in the right environment and there is no chance we're going to be promoted or get more money, then I think you just need to leave the organization or change team, if that's possible.
I wish I'd known all of that when I was trying to get a pay rise. If you'd like to work with Yota, we've left her details in the description for you. We also want to make it really easy for you to do some of the things that we went through today. So we've created a free newsletter laying out all of the steps, because there was a few of them. Plus, Yota's created a free workbook on how to value yourself. You can find all that linked in the description, and I really hope it helps you get what you're worth.